Idiot. No, I have no air blowing. My mouth is too far away to be breathing on it, so all the logical things that you're trying to look for, please, for the love of God, stop. Because don't you think that most of us are bright enough to also think that way? I mean, when we're the ones sitting here in person videoing and we're telling you that these things are moving on their own, that's because these things are moving on their own. It's not just one person, not just me saying it. It's hundreds and hundreds upon thousands of people saying it worldwide. Worldwide. I mean, go ahead and Google it. Google Morgellons fiber or Morgellons fiber bundles or Morgellons in the M to the A to the S to the K or in the roller up your sleeve or just Google it. It's there. You're not going to find it easily, I promise you, because they've made every attempt to hide it every way that they can. But you'll find it. You'll run across it eventually, and especially in YouTube videos from others that are seeing it and saying, oh my gosh, what is this? And that's how it starts. It's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then, as you do your own research and delve into it, you start to figure out these things, and that these things, these fibers, they have been compared to every single fiber database that the CIA has on file possible, and they're no match to anything at all. Not in this world, not on this earth. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. And any of you doubters, I promise you, you're only doubting because these things are probably in your damn brain. So, because if you can see with your physical eyes things that are happening and you still doubt them, then that problem lies with you and probably on a much deeper level. So, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm calling it like it is. I mean, some of us have been dealing with this for so long, and we have been shunned and mocked by the general public. We have been shamed and hurt and humiliated and called delusional and so many other things. And I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to stand for it anymore, and I'm not going to stand to watch any of my friends have to deal with the pain and the hurt given either. I frankly don't give a rat's ass what you guys think or say to those of you that doubt. I really don't. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. Your parish is your own parish, okay? But for those of you that are listening, praise God that you're listening. Thank you for listening, because it's one step in the right direction. Once we're all aware of this, we might be able to find some cures, some possibility of ridding ourselves of what these things have come to be here on earth, and from wherever they come from, whether it be from man in a lab or otherworldly, or I don't even care what it is. The point is, shouldn't be here, and it most certainly should not be living in our bodies on any level, ever. It's that simple. It's like, I'm pretty sure my body should not grow hair, fibers, fur, whatever you guys want to call it with your silly little descriptions. These should not be inside of us. They shouldn't. Not even if I'm a grandma. Not even if I'm a grandma should I have any types of hair looking like this, okay? Especially when you can't compare them and find it comparable to anything. This little guy's dying because he's been outside the body for a while now. And they do eventually die, but a lot of them will live. So beware. Just because they're out of you doesn't necessarily mean that they can't just dive themselves right back into you. And some of them don't even have to start inside of you. I've seen them come straight from above and land on the ground, and what looks like webs and webs, like just spread throughout God's green earth. There's lots of cobwebs, it looks like. And I know you guys have seen this, and most of you probably think, oh, that's spider webs. Wow, that's crazy. That's cool. Spider web like strung throughout the tree or on the ground. But yet you can't find any spiders anywhere. No babies, no eggs, no spiders, nothing. And they fall in sheets from above. And I'm going to leave it at that. And all one has to do is investigate and use their own God-given eyes, and they soon will see and start wondering. And trust me, we all that have this sat there one time and really asked ourselves, did our eyes deceive us? Were we seeing things? What is going on? Because it's that unbelievable. And so I totally get it. But what I don't get is the obvious. When it's like it might as well be a snake and just reach right up and bite you in the nose. When it's that obvious, there comes a point in your life and time that you can't deny and doubt things. Just because you've been told from other men, by the way, men of this world that have told you what is and what isn't all your life, just because you've been conditioned to be aware of only what they say and their own science and their own works and their own minds, doesn't make you right. In fact, it just makes you a slave to society, a slave to what another man said, a slave because you've never owned your own eyes and used them in a way, in a sense, that you should. In fact, it just makes you a slave to society, a slave to what another man said and told you, a slave because you never used your own eyes, your own sense, your own thoughts, your own efforts, and looked and studied and figured it out for yourself. Because what you've been told your entire lives are lies. That's a whole different level and a whole nother story, I know. It's kind of deep, and trust me, it's so deep that it's going to take you a while to figure these things out. And I still learn myself. But this, my friends, this, you cannot deny. I'm not breathing on it. There is no wind blow. There is no airflow. There is no draft. There is no AC unit on. My dryer runs clear across the other side of the house. And if you think that this is from the dryer, you got another thing coming. You can think all you want, but you need to start thinking with literally not the logic that you think you're using, because there is no logic in your life anymore, my friends. Your logic is gone and missing, and there never was. And there doesn't have to be a reason. And just because we have been here, and thought these things, we were born into a world of enslavement and structure with a system, doesn't mean that you're smart. You can learn their books all day long. You can sit in that desk, raise your hand, come to the ring of the bell, go to the ring of the bell, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, don't speak unless spoken to, and all that good nonsense that you've been doing your whole life, even at work, because it doesn't end after school. You do it daily, whether it be to a boss or to another human individual running a store. It doesn't matter. Your bill pays. You constantly do this because that's the society you live in. You have not stopped for once to be smart on a level of actually being world smart, earth smart, self smart, spiritually smart. You're only smart because you memorized some things that somebody else was smart enough to lie to you about and get away with it. That's not smart. I'm sorry, that's not intelligent. Intelligence is figuring the stuff out for yourself. Look around, guys. Look around, use your eyes. Get your heads out of your phones. Get your heads out of your TVs. Stop watching the predictive program, I might add, which tells you exactly what they're doing in your face daily. Just stop it already, okay? Stop. Use your own God-given mind and eyes and ears to listen, please and thank you. Pretty please. Because this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with right here. And it's real. And this is just a very, very small piece of the puzzle. Very small and minute, hardly matters. But it matters a lot because it's inside of us. It's inside of us and it's affecting our way of thinking. I don't know about you guys, but have you noticed your short-term memory loss is pretty significant? You have problems remembering little things, like literally, like you can't find yourself getting motivated, you're sluggish, you're tired all the time. But the memory loss, did I mention the memory loss or the short-term memory issues? Brain fog, like all day long. Have you noticed that? This is why. This is one of the reasons why, a big reason why. This is a culprit here. And it's all around you. It's in everything that you consume on almost every level. And that includes the air that you breathe. This is it. And it's not your pet. It's not a pet. It's not your friend. This is your enemy. And those that brought you up in the structure system are also your enemies. When are you going to figure this out? When? I just need you guys to wake up. names such as testing with little, little swab bestings. I'm just gonna go with that because I gotta be careful what I say. But when people tell you that these things are in there, I'm here to tell you they're not lying to you. These things right here, they're in there. They are in there, and they're in you too. Cross my heart. Stop that little nonsense. It's trying to divert me here. Let's go from above and let's see what we got. Probably get me even worse now. A lot of them are associated with like the horsehair worm, but I don't think these are, because they're just too unique in their own structure with the fiber optic colors going on and whatnot. I mean, call me crazy, but they are definitely alien, if you get my drift. Not of this world, it seems like sometimes. Of course, they could have been mating in a lab and someone called Wuhahahahan, which is, I don't even believe the other was made there. I believe it was made right here in the good old US of A-holes. Yep, you heard me. You too, little buddy. US of A-holes. True story, guys. True story. Can't make this up. Oh, she's blowing on it with her breath. No, I'm freaking not. I am like not stupid. I can tell the difference of whether a draft would be catching it, a vent, my breath. I don't even care if I farted on it. Nothing's happening. I'm not doing any of the above or the below, okay? Thing moves on its own. You're welcome. It's not like it's the first time you guys have heard this, so, please spare me the grief. If people have been saying this all over God's green earth, we don't know each other. I mean, we're not making it up. It's real. It's real. It's in you. I don't care what you say. It's in you. And I'm going to say it again. It's inside of you. In all of us. Thousands and thousands of them, by the way. Get you a little skin microscope and take yourself a little gander of that. Go ahead, try it out. I bet you won't, because you're probably too afraid. Because you know I'm right. You know I'm right. You will see red fibers, blue fibers, green fibers, white fibers, silver fibers, white being the most common. And this little guy is like a unicorn fiber because he's got all his little colors going on. But he ain't no unicorn. It's definitely not my friend. And I hope he burns in hell. Somebody's gonna burn in hell for this. Somebody is. Yep. And I want to light the match.